Oh, catch him, yeah!
Gets the wicket! Swepson with his fourth ball knocks over Virat Kohli. Can you believe it?
He'll be breathing well now. Swepson, look at the smile on his face. 3 pretty ranked deliveries to open it up.
Jeez, that's a bit
rough. He brought you back down to earth in a hurry.
Mitch Swepson joins us as he prepares to hop on a plane to head over to the UAE for the T20 World Cup. Mate, thanks for joining us on Sports Day. Have you spoken to Gilly about those comments?
No, I haven't had a chance to, but to be completely fair to Gilly, he wasn't far off the mark. It was not the greatest start back into international cricket for me, but luckily enough that ball sort of changed my momentum a little bit. But yeah, he was bang on. They were pretty bad deliveries to start up.
I've got to ask you a quick question, just as a massive cricket fan, mate. How shit scared are you bowling to a bloke like Kohli, the best batsman in the world?
Yeah, it's a funny one. It's like it is a bit daunting, but it's also really exhilarating at the same time. You stand at the top of your mark, you look at a guy that you watch score all those runs all over the world on TV, and it's just so exciting at the same time. So the heart rate goes up a bit. You get those emotions sort of come all over you. So I absolutely loved it. Looking back now, it's one of the great moments of, I guess, my career so far is being able to, bowl at one of the best batters going around at the moment, and might have to do that again in the near future.
Yeah, well, you're preparing to fly out, as Woogie said, to the UAE. Yeah, tonight for the T20 World Cup. What are conditions like over there for leggies, mate?
Yeah, it's a good question, really. It's been sort of the question that everyone's sort of been asking me. And to be honest, I probably have to get some more information off the guys that are over there at the moment in the IPL once we hit the ground over there. But all I know is that it is extremely hot over there at the moment, and generally when the conditions are hot, the wickets dry out a bit, and usually when they're dry they spin. So fingers crossed for me, I guess personally, that there's a bit of turn in the wickets, but we'll have to wait and see what happens when we get there.
So you haven't been. What are your teammates telling you, and what have people told you to expect when you get over there? Apart from the heat, what else about getting around in the country, or quarantining, or the hotels you stay in? What are you expecting?
Yeah, we've had a few team briefs, I guess, a few Zoom meetings and things like that, just around what sort of the movements are like. We've got a sort of small period of quarantine when we land in the UAE, and then for the duration of the World Cup campaign, we're pretty much in a I guess bubble sort of conditions there, and mainly confined to a hotel and then to the grounds as well. So there won't be a lot of heading out and about over in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. It'll be pretty much contained to the hotels. So that's as far as I know anyway.
And, of course, the T20 World Cup's been played in Oman as well. Just a side note.
Just a camel ride away from the UAE.
The Socceroos are playing tomorrow morning about 6 a.m. in Oman as well. So we're going to have 2 Aussie teams over in that part of the world competing in World Cups. I don't think that would happen too often. Mate, this squad... what's the feeling around the squad? Are you guys confident? We've struggled a little bit at T20 cricket of late. What's the feeling amongst the players?
Yeah, well, look, I guess I can only speak from the recent tour I just went on, which was the tour to Bangladesh and the West Indies, which I guess result-wise wasn't the greatest from our perspective. And I think looking at the squad we took there and the squad we're going to the World Cup with, there's a lot of changes, and we've got some really big name players, I think, back in the squad, and I think that changes the whole dynamic, I guess, a little bit of the team. When you bring those match winners back into a lineup, it can really change the way the whole team sort of operates. So it's really exciting to get those guys back in, amongst the guys like Maxwell, Warner, Smith, Cummins. They're really big names in T20 cricket. So, it's really exciting, I guess, to be a part of a squad with guys like that in it. And, like you mentioned, once we get there, get together as a squad, it'll be all focusing on bringing the silverware home and winning that first T20 World Cup for Australia.
Well, you can't be too disappointed in the performance against the West Indies. I mean, they are the current world champs, and they actually do play short-form cricket pretty well. Just on those players you mentioned that are in the IPL, will they be joining you guys for the warm-up games? I mean, Maxi's killing it in the IPL at the moment. Will they be around for the warm-ups, or are they only coming in once you hit the tournament proper come October 23?
Look, I don't know selection-wise what's going to happen with those warm-up games, but as far as I know, the guys that are over there in the IPL will join the squad as soon as their teams are finished with them in the IPL. So I'm not sure how that works with, guys. I think RCB, who Glenn Maxwell's playing for, I think they're a chance of playing finals. So I think there's a few guys that might be a chance of playing late in the tournament. I'm not sure how scheduling-wise how that works, but look, as far as I know, those guys will be available for as soon as we get to the UAE, and the whole squad will be together at that point. So it's exciting.
Yeah, you've got to get some practice time, because like a lot of players around the world, there's plenty that are underdone, especially players that have stayed home in Australia. Hey, as you prepare to fly out, who don't you want to sit next to? Which one of your teammates would be the least? Would you be your jaw drop if you draw a seat next to him?
It's funny. So I usually always answer Marnus Labuschagne to that question, but he's obviously at the moment out playing for Queensland at the moment. But I guess because we're playing against Tassie, I don't really want to get stuck next to Wadey. I think the Tassies are going all right at the moment. They're 2 for 220 odd against us on day one, so he'll tell me all about that. So I'll try and avoid him on the plane.
Well, you won't get the exit row if you sit next to Wadey. He's only got short legs, so that won't be too much of a concern.
That's good. I might use that one.
You don't have to room with anyone, do you, over there, or do you get stuck with someone?
No, we get our own rooms, thankfully, which is a nice touch. Like I said, when we get there, we've got a bit of a quarantine period, so we'll be about 6 days to ourselves in our rooms, and then we sort of move into a separate part of the hotel out of quarantine, and a little bit more flexibility there. We can roam around the restaurants downstairs and team rooms and things like that. But we get our own rooms, which is a nice touch.
Yeah, nice. Your heroes growing up, for those who don't know much about you, Warnie and Brett Lee, opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to pace in bowling. Yeah,
well, I guess that whole team, that era was I grew up watching obviously Warnie spin a web, and he's obviously impacted my cricket, given being a leg spinner and watching him go about his business as a youngster. And I loved watching Binga bowl, run in, bowl fast. That was always fun watching him bowl. It was always something happening. And I guess from a Queenslander's perspective, I also loved watching Big Roy as well. He was always entertaining. Did everything, bat, bowl, field. The big dreadlocks and everything. He was just an entertainer. So
he was.
Loved watching those blokes.
Have you done any work with Warnie? Has Warnie helped you out at all?
Yeah, look, I have actually. He's had he's popped his head in a couple of times while I was in the test squad over the summers, and just giving me a few pointers here and there. He's always willing to put his hand up and come over, watch how they're coming out. He's flicked me a couple of messages here and there during the Big Bash and things like that. So he's been actually really helpful, and it's great that he's put his hand up and to help me out like that. And obviously anything I can pick up from him is great. He's the greatest leg spinner we've ever seen. So it's great to have someone like that wanting to share tips and try and, I guess, make me into a better leg spinner. So yeah, he's been great.
Yeah, well, this goes through until mid-November, the World T20 World Cup, and then you guys come home for the Ashes. When, do you know yet? Will you be, or when will you find out if you're in the Ashes squad, Mitch? Has that been named?
No, it hasn't been named yet, and I'm not sure it will be named for at least a month. I think, obviously not really entirely sure on timelines, but obviously. Fingers crossed that would love to be a part of that squad. Personally, it's something definitely a goal of mine to crack into that Test team, and something I'm keeping on aspiring to. But I guess for the near future, it's focusing on all white ball and trying to bring a World Cup home for Australia. That's definitely where my head's at the moment. And yeah, fingers crossed in a month's time I get the good news, but we'll have to wait and see.
Mate, we hope you do get that good news for the Ashes. Great news that the Ashes looks like it's going to be signed off on this week. And in addition to that, the first test at the Gabba, mate, we're big fans here at Sports Day, and we'd love to see you and the Whites take on the Poms in that first test on your home ground. That'd be a childhood dream, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. But yeah, it would be a dream come true. Obviously, playing Shield cricket at the Gabba is good enough, but to make a Test debut at home at the Gabba there would be unbelievable. But like I said, I don't want to get my hopes up too much. We'll just have to wait and see. And
we'll push.
We'll
push your case, mate. We'll push your barrow. Actually, Crash Craddock was saying to us that Warnie's best figures of any ground in Australia are at the Gabba. So there you go. There's a great case that you've got to include a local leggy. Absolutely, for sure, mate. Hey, great talking to you, Mitch. Good luck. We hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for having me on.